Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Apologies. Some slight issues at the start. We did miss qualifying and we're here just at the bang on right at the start of the race, so we'll get straight into the action. It was Luciano Whitfit, 4 wins from 4 so far this series. Of course, two races per round. Whitfit with a perfect record so far. He's led the way with Godolphin second, Kowalski in third, Catalan in fourth, Ian Egan in fifth, Lee Taylor in sixth, Lee Horn in 7th place at the moment. It is a straight drag race, no position changes early doors, although we do have Craig Gallagher, James Rollins and Cody Cosford, Cody hasn't started, James Rollins has started from the pits, Craig Gallagher down at the back of the field. Oh no. Is this still working? It is, okay. Sorry, having some monster issues. You just couldn't be bothered waffling at the start, says Kieran Clifford. I like it, Kieran. I like it. Wow, that is loud. That really is loud. So let's do that. Jigsaw, Johnny, all in the chat as well. You all know Luciano Whitfit. Look at him absolutely tearing away at the front with Kowalski, Catalan and Ian Egan closely there in behind. There, of course, is Mr. SOP himself, Simon Baggas. He's taken the commentary last week while I was under the weather. He missed one of the races that he had got a lot of practice in for. Didn't get much practice for this one. He'll be hoping to make amends in the race, so he's being chased down by Juzma and Withers, Sam Shelton and Lovas not far behind with Stinger, Morris and Craig Gallagher. Well down the order at the moment. Rollins and Cosford still completely stationary as we finish lap number 1. It is Whitfit leading the way with Bedell still in second, Kowalski still in third, Catalan and Egan 4th and 5th, Lee Taylor and Lee Horn very close in the background. So too Fraser Rostance and Fabio Gill. Potential overtake there as we're on board. That's jumped to Ian Egan. We're supposed to be on Fraser Rostance. Oh wow, this really isn't working today at all. Let me just see if I can fix this. But yeah, Rostance trying to get a move done on Gills. We'll come into the middle section. Johnny, Kieran and Jigsaw, you'll remember 5 wide and the Mazda's up here. Fun times. Oh, and having a look up the inside, it is Lee Horn on Lee Taylor. The two Taylors looking to trade places. Ian Egan still keeping a watchful eye on Catalan, who's trying to get a move up the inside of Kowalski, and it looks like he's got that one done all over the inside curves. Did make the space and did make the overtake stick then, so Kowalski back into 4th position. Ian Egan will certainly be encouraged with that, and in the back and you can see Horn and Taylor still having separation issues, as are Fabio Gill and Fraser Rostan. Simon Baggas still bringing Messrs Juzma, Shelton, Withers and Lovas down with him. Morris Stinger not too far behind at the moment. Craig Gallagher bringing up the rear. Rollins and Cosford still completely stationary. Luciano Whitfit, is he going to make this 5 race wins from 5 race starts? Remember, every second race that the drivers take part in is a reverse order grid as well. Goes to show you just how fast Whitfit is. Oh, we can see some action in the background then. It's Ian Egan. He is behind Kowalski, and it's Catalan then, who is up into 3rd. Kowalski 4th, Ian 5th. And it is Lee Taylor and Lee Horn, trying to go right round the outside. They're going to come at the very tricky infield section. He's going to have the outside line, so he's going to have more acceleration. Taylor looks like he might have to yield this one on the inside. They're going to go side by side down in the hill. And it is Taylor that does hang on to the position. That's Ian Egan. There we go. We can see just how close Lee Horn is getting to the back of Taylor. The two of them following one another. Oh, and there's Rostance in the back end as well, and they're all over the place. Let's have a look and see. Oh, we could do with a better helicam, that's for sure. But Taylor and Horn still going out. Rostance and Gill as well. Great battle there, having. Luciano Whitfit, he's got a half a second gap over Lloyd Bedolphin. He's not looking back. They've got almost a 2-second gap. And now back to Catalan, Kowalski and Egan. Egan, the trailer of these 3 here. You can see in the background Taylor and Horn. They're still looking pretty racy as well. Rostance and Gill still pretty inseparable. Withers Looks like he's trying to get his way, more concerted effort to get his way past Shelton and Dewsma on Bagus. Could be a thing coming into the start-finish straight. Around the long curve just at the end of Junk Out onto the start-finish straight. That is the pit line that they've just crossed. Dewsma's got some good running going there. Will he get one round the outside of Bagus into turn 1 in the background? We can see Shelton and Withers having a look as well. Dewsma round the outside of the Senate S. Is he going to? No, he's not going to make it stick. Bagus hangs on to that position. Rostan's still in 9th place at the moment. It's Fabio Gill still ahead of him. Taylor and Horn still 6th and 7th. Kowalski, though, we now find him in 5th position. He has been overtaken by Ian Egan. Doesn't make it any easier. They're all in the same colour car. There's SOP Raw and SF Sim Racing. Excuse me. I really do need to learn to breathe in between comedy. Yes, SF Sim Racing, all the love for racing. We've got WTCRs tonight. Tomorrow night we'll be racing in Formula 4s. My microphone is disturbingly loud. And has that fixed it? That is a bit. Okay. But yeah, tomorrow night we've got the F4s as well. If you do fancy getting involved, Sim Racing GP. Jump yourself over there. Zandvoort indeed. Oh, I'm absolutely cannot wait to get onto Zandvoort. It's going to be phenomenal. Withers on Bagus then. They've gone side by side. Dewsma's dropped down the order. He's been overtaken by Lovas. He's been overtaken by Lovas and Withers not wasting any time at all. Getting himself ahead of Bagus as well. So phenomenal few corners. Withers has had. He's got himself up to 10th position. Bagus now down to 11th. Oh, big send. 3-way send. Wow. Lovas. Absolutely no love. Pro League Racing Hungary, you say? I mean, Postman Pat couldn't have sent that any better if we're being brutally honest there. Catalan, Egan and Kowalski still trading positions there. Horn and Taylor still as you were, but they are side by side at this point. Running up the hill to the infield section. Let's see, Lovas still on the track. He's got a fair old chain of cars behind him, led by Bagus, Withers, Dewsma and Shelton. Just bringing up the rear of that group there. There's Stinger just behind him as well. With all the shenanigans going on up ahead, is he going to find himself with a 3-position improvement? He's in 15th. Let's see if he can get up to 12th. I reckon it's possible as Dewsma's trying to sneak his way around the outside of Withers. Not to be this time. Shelton still watching. Oh, he's slowed up down the hill. And he's run wide. He's had to yield 2 positions here. So that is Withers dropping down the order. Dewsma making a position. Oh, and it's Sam Shelton. He's gone for a full Lovas move there. Andy Withers retakes that position. Shelton got a bit too lively on the accelerator. Not lively enough on the brakes. And he's lost the chance to take that position. I did say Paul Stinger could be primely poised for 3 positions. And look how close he is now. Speaking of getting close, Badulf and Whitvet still right on top of one another. As we come to the end of either start of lap number 6 or end of lap number 5. Mathematically speaking, that would be correct. Kowalski still pressuring Egan. As we can see down through the Senate S, very close between these two. Taylor now finds himself with Gill and Rostans behind him. So Lee Horn at some point has lost his way. Rostan and Gill still inseparable there. Lee Taylor still in 6th position. We could have had... IRL Truck, here we go. How are you doing, Bandit? He is cheering on El Waspy. James Rollins went for a quick toilet break and didn't have any race fuel. Nightmare. I've been there myself. Cody Crossford still on the start line. That's a strange one. Rollins in the toilet. There is the Waspmeister himself. He's looking good for getting a couple of positions here. Dewsma's been dropped down. He's now behind Shelton and Withers. Bagus still behind Lovas, who is 10th. And it's Horn in 9th. Rostan in 8th. Fabio Gill in 7th position. Lee Taylor in 6th. Kowalski still running in 5th with Ian Egan up to 4th. Catalan on that podium. And it is Badulf and Whitvit. The two of them absolutely flying up at the front of the field. These two leading the championship at the moment as well. As I mentioned, it is 4 wins from 4 from Whitvet, giving him a perfect 160 points. It's actually Matteo Catalan who's in second place with 112 points. Lee Horn's got 110, and Ian Egan's got 104. Lloyd Bedouf, 100 points. Fabio Pereira is not racing, neither is... Oh, Lee Taylor is racing. He's in 7th. Sam Shelton and Marcus Jusma all taking part. Cody Cosford, 10th in the championship with 54 points, but not taking part in this race, it would appear. So Rostance and Kowalski, Bagas should all take positions there. And I think... Oh no, Paul Stinger, a bit too far behind at the moment. But after race number 2, we will see Kowalski getting very close, and he's got the overtake done on Ian Egan then, so I've missed another overtake. I'm not very good at this one just now, am I? I'm not very good at this race tonight, am I? Ross stands in the background, still trying to get his way past Gilbert. As all changed once again up at the front, is Ian Egan now back down to 5th position. Kowalski. I hope I'm pronouncing that even somewhere close to correct. Hey guys, oh Cody, how we doing, bud? Ah, no way. Can I join back in for race 2? I'm honestly... You could try and rejoin the server, but because it's reverse ordered grid, I honestly don't know what the protocol is for that, Cody. I honestly don't, because at the moment... there you are there, bud. So you are still on the grid. You are still in the race, so to speak, or in the server at least. Although I don't think the drivers can see you, because I don't think they would be driving into a stationary object. But yeah, you are still on the starting grid, mate, so I'm not sure if you'll be able to rejoin. It's definitely worth a try, though. I mean, if you can get back in, you're certainly more than welcome to come back in and take part. It's just a case of logistically whether we can actually get you in or not. But definitely give it a go. Rostance and Gill have been separated, and Lee Horn making his way back through the field after whatever it was that ailed him. He now finds himself back up into 8th position. So Gill and Rostance finally separated. Withers on Shelton as well, just down the field. This thing definitely still going on, as we can see from Paul Stinger. He's got an absolutely phenomenal view of this three-way battle. He must be absolutely licking his lips at the prospect of the free positions he could pick up. Oh, has a look up the inside, backs out with that one there. That would have been a bit of a sense. So good move by Paul. Exit down with the brakes to avoid that contact with Andy Withers ahead. He has to go right round the outside as they come down the hill. Withers pops back into view once again. There's Jusma just appearing inside and outside. And that's how close they are. That's Withers, Jusma and Shelton. All packed right on top of one another, and it's Simon Bagas, whose rear wing we can see the four-way battle appearing behind him. Could it be 4 positions for Paul Stinger? We will wait not much longer to find out. We're 8 laps in. We've got 6 minutes left to go, although that might be slightly... Yeah, 6.5 minutes left to go. Through Junkow, the 5 racers successfully make their way. Big gaps through the rest of the field, apart from Ian Egan, who's within a 10th once again of Kowalski, and Lee Horn trying to get his way past Fabio Gill. He dispatched the Fraser Rostance, and he looks like he's going round the outside on the exit to the Senna S. And he switches back to the inside, so he's going to take the inside line into turn number 3. As we can see, Egan, Taylor and Kowalski just ahead of him. He doesn't quite get close enough to get the side-by-side, but he's certainly there buzzing about in that rear view mirror. Ian Egan, as we can see, still chasing Kowalski up that hill, and still less than half a second chasing the 2 drivers leading the way. They've got a 4-second gap over the rest of the field, and they're lapping quite comfortably at the moment. So let's jump back down and see how this lot are getting on back down here. It is Stinger, Jusma, Withers and Shelton still fighting. These sparks flying everywhere. Stinger revving that engine as much as he can. These WTCRs certainly are lively, to say the least. I can't even see the server. That's so weird. My car is still there. Ah, nightmare. So yeah, definitely a bit of a glitch. Oh, that's not a glitch though. Look how close these two still are. This is on the back of Luciano Whitfitt's car. And there is just how close him and Lloyd Badulf are. We've got another position change though. Oh, Ian Egan and Kowalski have traded positions left, right and centre. And is it going to be Lee Taylor the big beneficiary here? I was talking about Paul Stinger making up positions, and Lee Taylor, with the battle going on between Egan and Kowalski, he is right in the hunt. And that looks like... Is that damage on the front of Kowalski's car, or is that a graphical glitch? That does look like his bonnet is trying to separate itself from the rest of the car, as we see Lee Taylor trying to separate himself from this battle. It's it's not quite a three-way situation, but there is three of them trying to squeeze into enough space for two cars. One of them is going to be ejected. Same going on in the background. Oh, as we can see, Fabio Gill and Lee Horn. Their trading positions as Horn tries to make his way back through the field. Ross Stance is closed right back up as well, so he's followed Horn through. Horn has this back. Oh, and he's run wide. Oh, that was almost a ropey rejoin there. I mean, kind of was a ropey rejoin, but there wasn't any contact, so not full ropey, I wouldn't say, but definitely it could have been slightly better there from Lee. I think it did cause some avoiding action from Ross Stance there, but still Horn, Gill and Ross Stance locked in this battle with Taylor, Kowalski and Ian Egan, the main protagonists for the final positions, or the first positions just outside the podium. Badulf now finds himself with 0.6 of a second to overturn the biggest gap that we've seen so far between these two. There is a position change, yep, so Ian Egan. Also, it's Egan that's carrying the damage. It is indeed. Okay, they're both driving car number 99. It definitely doesn't make it any easier. But yes, so it's Ian Egan that is carrying the damage on the front of that car. I wonder if that's a graphical glitch from hitting the car that isn't there, that belongs to Cody Cosworth, just as we do see a bit of contact between Kowalski and Taylor there. Goes right round the outside. Ian Egan, this is exactly what he wants to see these two battle, and no battle still between Badulf and Whitfitt. That's 0.6 of a gap. Still very much present. And Paul Stinger, look at this train of cars here. Who is that? Is that Lovas that's leading the way? In fact, it is. So Lovas is still leading the way there. He managed to sneak his way through. The stewards might disagree, but we'll go with sneak his way through there. But he's under all kinds of pressure. As you can see, Shelton, Baggis, Withers and Juzma hanging right on the back. Oh, going round the outside is Shelton. He's looking for that big move. Not exactly the most accommodating space-wise is Lovas. He does park it right back round the outside, and that's a move up the inside for Shelton. He's got that position taken. There's Baggis trying to follow his way through. There's confirmation that Shelton is up to 10th, and Baggis manages to send one through as well. Did he get that done? He did indeed. Lovas under all kinds of problems. There was Baggis has run deep down the hill, and he's gone from gaining one position to potentially losing a position, as Andy Withers, late on the brakes as Simon Baggis gets his nose in front, heavy on the brakes. And he manages to get himself back up into 11th position. Then Lovas in 12th. It's Andy Withers in 13th, and Marcus Juzma in 14th position. And Paul Stinger, all this while, come on, who's cheering on Stinger? Is my car causing... no, so Cody, it doesn't look... Given the pace that Egan's showing, I think it's a graphical glitch, because I don't think he would be fending off Kowalski like that if he was carrying damage, mate. So I think it's just a graphical error. So yeah, I wouldn't worry about that, mate. I don't... Sorry, guys, I can't get back in. Nightmare. Yeah, that's brutal. By the way, if anybody doesn't know, Cool Shark Racer there, Cody Cosworth, he does stream as well. There's his Twitch link. And he's got an absolutely phenomenal accent, so make sure you go over there. Scottish, of course. Make sure you go over there and give him a follow. We've got Fabio Gill. Let's see what's happening with him and Lee Horn. Ooh, all the action. Is that Taylor watching that battle? No. Oh, there we go. Lee Horn, Fabio Gill, and Fraser Rostance. So Gill and Rostance thrust back together as Lee Horn has got himself right in the front there. Whitfitt. Oh, no, with a 1.2 second gap over Badulf. Race Room, I love you, but we could really do with a 30-second replay function, please. That would be phenomenal. Let's watch this battle here. I didn't even know my game. Open now. Sorry, lads. Yeah, no bother. Yeah, more than welcome. If anybody else is in here that races, IRL Trucker Bandit as well, actually. But yeah, if you are one of the drivers that taking part in the competition for the streaming races, give us let us know. And we will, happily share your channels. Hopefully that's worked. Yeah, close enough. There we go. So where we're watching, we're watching Jusman. No, in fact, we're going to watch Lee Taylor. As you can see, just ahead, there's battles right through the field here. Phenomenal stuff. Whitford's leading the way by Badulf in second. Catalan has got clear air front and back. One of the few drivers that really does in this situation. Ian Egan's got a bit of buzzing in his rear view mirror with Kowalski and Lee Taylor still chasing down, looking to take his fourth position if they can. Lee Horn. He's trying to catch back up to that group. He dropped 3 positions. He's back up to 7th. He's got Gillen Rostand 8th and 9th just behind him. Sam Shelton in 10th. Lovas, whose first name, you're right, I am actively avoiding. No idea how to get that one out. He is in 11th position. Withers in 12th. It's Jusman 13th. Bagas. Oh, Bagas just gets himself back ahead of Jusman. Does he round the outside? Jusman keeps the position. Here comes Paul Stinger up the inside on Simon Bagas. Is he going to get this one stick? This is the first of the 3 positions I predicted for him at the end of the race. He pops the Audi right up the inside, down the hill. And on the last lap, that's where we saw Baggers run a bit deep. No need to run deep this time. And it is Paul Stinger makes himself up in position. Next on the hit list, Marcus Jusma, Withers and Lovas just ahead. Craig Gallagher is still running as well. He's bringing up the rear at the moment. And strangely, you can't see Cody's car there, but I can click on it there. Look, so it looks like people are driving through it. But they're actually not, because if you look at anyone else's car, it doesn't appear. I love graphical errors. 2.2 seconds now separates Badulf from Vitvit. Catalan, as I mentioned, Lee Taylor. Oh, they've crossed the line. How did I not get notification of that? What happened there? Well, there you go. It's easy seeing. I'm quite new to broadcasting race room. That caught me by surprise there. Definitely didn't catch Luciano Whitfit by surprise. The Ballas Esport driver taking the top spot, but it was in fact Lloyd Badulf that took the fastest lap of the race. So great driving there by both of those. Love to see the action out on track. Good to see you back in the comms, John. I'm going to shoot. Best not miss another one. Cheers, James. I appreciate that, bud. And yes, Simon will not be impressed. So yeah, jump yourself back in there. I did, obviously. Completely missed the results. With all that was going on there. But yeah, plenty of action. Would you expect anything else from an SOP race? No. So there we go. It is round number 3. That graphic is broken, but we are at INterlagos. That track in Brazil. 30-degree track temperature. Toasty warm. Chances of rain, 0, and we're straight back in. There was a practice session, but here we go. Race number 2 is a reverse order grid. It's going to be James Rollins and Craig Gallagher on the front row, and Messrs Catalan and Badulf on the back row. Oh, and that somebody has missed their launch control. Please don't tell me that's James Rollins has missed it again. He's not, but Simon Baggis who takes the lead then. Paul Stinger going side by side with Lovas. Lovas really doesn't like spending much time side by side with other drivers, does he? Matteo Catalan is off track. We've got lots going on right through the field. As you can see, Luciano Whitford already up to 12th position behind Lloyd Badulf. So Whitford is in there. I just couldn't see him on the starting list. So he is in there, and he's already up to 11th position. We can see him carving his way through the field. Oh, we've got a car. Oh, 2 cars sideways. That is Lee Taylor. Craig Gallagher's made it through. Go on, Craig. Ian Egan went sideways there. Hugh Morris has had to return to the garage as well after getting spun unceremoniously into turn number 3. Kowalski, one of the podium protagonists from early doors in race number 1, finds himself 13th with Taylor and Badulf 12th and 11th. Gill and Whitfit just ahead. You can see just how close it is as Whitfit carves his way through the field, but we know that Badulf is quick around here because he did set the fastest lap of the race, so it would be no surprise to see him do much the same. As you watch this, all these cars that have got exactly the same livery. It does exactly carnage start. That start from Simon. It says Carino Sim Racing. Yeah, it was. Where did Simon? He did come shooting safe through. I'm interested to see. There was a car the same colour as Paul Stinger's that stalled on the line that seemed to cause a lot of the carnage. It seemed to ping completely out the way as Stinger comes under pressure from Rostans. Oh! That is, yeah, a bit of a double bit of contact there. Oh, look at that. Tony Hawk on the full rail slide down. Luciano Whitfit is going to say thank you very much, chaps and chapettes. Y'all can keep carrying on. Oh, but I tell you, is Lloyd Badulf the best positioned here? He's got the inside line. He may well have snuck his way through there. Badulf is leading this pack. It's going to be a 5-wide situation at the turn number 3. And they've all made it through this time. The commentator says hopefully they do indeed all make it through this time. Marcus Juzma and Simon Bagas, they were inseparable early doors in the first race. They're inseparable at this point in time as well. But Lovas in 3rd place. Then it is Rostans and Whitvet already back up to 5th position with Lloyd Badul following him through. Paul Slipdinger being swamped by the fastest 2 drivers in the race. But he now finds himself with Lee Horn, Fabio Gill and Sam Shelton just behind him. Andy Withers in the background trying to get an overtake, as well as Kowalski hanging in there. And Ian Egan podium and very near the podium in race number 1. Now finds himself down at the back of the field with all the going on. Catalan and Gallagher joining him 15th and 16th position. As I mentioned, he's in 4th, and is he going to wait to get a double? Oh no, that's going on behind him. That is Badulf then forcing his way up the inside, making sure there was space. I think it's a politically correct way to describe that. Up the inside and getting overtake done on Rostans. It's Horn and Stinger. Then Stinger side by side with Fabio Gill. Fabio Gill going to try and go round the outside into the Senna S. Stinger's going to have to take that inside line. Kyle already got his nose in front. In fact, he's got the overtake done before the reach of the corner. Sam Shelton now eyeing up a similar move with Andy Withers and Lee Taylor in the background going side by side as they come down through the Senna S. All this eagerly being watched by one, Jacek Kowalski, Egan and Catalan well down the order at the minute. It's good to watch cars actually be able to touch each other without imploding. Well said. Can I? Yeah, completely 100% agree. That is exactly, one of the main benefits to driving on Racestream. The contact physics, easily some of the absolute best in the sim racing industry. Why did I feel... Oh, look how close he's getting in there. We can talk about the contact. Quick nose to tail. There's Kowalski trying to get his way past Paul Stinger. Looks to position it around up the inside then. All the action going on in front, and Kowalski does indeed get that move done on Paul. It's Andy Withers then, who's now just behind then. Up at the front, it's gotten very close again between the podium. I wonder if that's got something to do with the fact that Luciano Whitfit's made himself up 15 places so far to find himself in 4th place and right on the back of the podium tier. And in fact, that is Lloyd Badulf that he is bringing with him. As we can see, a massive number 79 completely blocking the view. Anything we'd like to see, so we'll jump back onto the external cams. Badulf, has a look, sailing it up the inside. The 2 cars go through. Not much resistance there from Rostans. I think Rostans has got enough race IQ to know when the 2 quickest drivers on track come turn up behind you in a reverse order grid. There's not much point in putting up too much of a fight, and he will live to fight another day. Currently in 6th position, Lovas in 5th, Badulf and Whitvet find themselves up to 3rd and 4th. So Whitvet already back on the podium, and he says he's going to get 2nd position as the 2 of them nose to tail just get their way past Marcus Juzma as well. It is now Simon Bagas next on the list for Whitvet. Looks like Juzma's managed to keep himself in position between the 2 of them. Not sure if that's the comfiest place in the world, as we can see. There is Badulf there. There's Lovas, Rostans, Horn, Gill and Taylor all in the background as well. Badulf really desperate to get past Juzma, to get caught back up to Whitvet. He knows Whitvet is absolutely running away with this championship, and Badulf has just absolutely run away with that position. And beautiful work on and off the brakes then. Badulf back onto the podium. It's Whitfit in second position, and Simon Bargy Bagas in first place. We see him coming up to Juncow just to end lap number 4. Still 16 cars out on track, with Gallagher in 16th, Catalan in 15th, Egan in 14th position, Stingers in 13th, with Withers in 12th. We've got Kowalski in 11th, with Shetland in 10th. Lee Taylor is in 9th place at the moment, with Fabio Gill and Lee Horn 8th and 7th. Fraser Ross stands going side by side with Lovax. Ross stands as he got the move done round the outside down through the Senate S. He's just got his nose in front. Lovas is going to have a run back up as they come out the corner. In fact, Lee Horn is going to be the driver going to pounce on this one as well. And it's going to be Ross stands. Lovas. So Lovas did lose out on 2 positions there. Horn and Ross stands both making their way through. And we can see the lead pack have closed right up. It's Simon Baggis now trying to defend from Luciano Whitfit, winner of race 1 in the first 4 races of this series. First 5 races, because we had the 5th race this evening. He's round the outside, making that look very easy. Simon on that inside curb, trying to defend that inside line for all he can. Luciano just turns in. And Simon straight back across. He's lost the car. He's potentially wiped out the 3 leaders. It's 3-way battle. And Marcus Duzma is going to say thank you very much, boss. And he's going to sneak in. That's another slowdown penalty just popped up there as well. For some reason, I'm not getting full date on them at the moment, but it is Baggis hanging on from Whitfit and Badulf at the minute. Marcus Duzma, he's the driver again. Why put a camera there when there's a massive number? And that is Whitfit goes just right up the inside on Juncow to end the lap, or at least come towards the start-finish race. So it is Whitfit who's got himself back into the lead, 5 laps into the race. Not bad going. Baggis in second position. And he's got himself, just have a look at this, Marcus Duzma. Marcus Duzma. Look at that move up the inside from Baggis. He's still having a go at Badulf, and he's got that position back again. Duzma had the extra tap on the brakes there, and I'll tell you, Duzma, he's got a tantalising battle ahead of him. Another one behind him, Rostans, Horgill and Lovas then. Lovas now down into 8th position. Duzma goes defensive early, although if I look ahead of him, I don't think he's got much choice. Into turn number 3 as Whitfit leading the way, Baggis and Badulf. That sounds like a comedy double act, actually. Like Badil and Skinner, Baggis and Badulf. That would do wonders on YouTube. Luciano Whitfit tearing away from the rest of the pack. In the background is that Sam Shelton trying to get over on Lee Taylor. No, it's Lee Taylor trying to get his way past Lovas then. Lovas with the eager overtakes early doors, but he now finds himself down into 8th position. Lee Taylor. There's Fabio Gill having another nosy up the inside of Lee Horn. Then Horn says, no thank you. I will hold on to this position for the moment if you don't mind, my good man. And if you do, I'm going to keep a hold of it anyway. Lloyd Badil still trying to get his way past Simon Baggis. You can see Marcus Duzma absolutely planted in the middle there. He's got Fraser Rostans in the gang behind him, and he has got the podium ahead of him. Is he going to sneak his way on there? Lee Taylor still trying to get his way past Lovas, and Ian Egan, one of the quickest drivers on the track, himself and Catalan, they find themselves battling for position once again, but this time it's for 12th. The joys of reverse order grid. Mr. Stinger still cruising around in 14th position, and Craig Gallagher there in 15th, still running great guns as well. Into turn number 1, Lloyd having another look as he got it round the outside, this time into centre S, and Duzma says, excuse me boss, I want that 3rd place. Baggis now got that 3rd, and it's Badulf up in the 2nd place. But while that's been going on, Whitfit has got himself a 1.8 second gap. Badulf goes early, goes defensive early doors, meaning he's going to take the inside line, drifts back over and retakes the outside line. That's one way to do it, I suppose. Baggis in that slipstream there, and I tell you, it is Marcus Duzma that is absorbing most of the pressure here, as we can see. That's Fraser Rostance's wing. There's Marcus Duzma wing, and it's Rostance who's just behind them. And in fact, Fabio Gill and Lovas, I believe, have just changed position as well. Lee Taylor makes his way through as well. Who's that that's dropped down? Sam Shelton's dropped down a couple of positions, so he's made a mistake on the exit to turn number 5. He now finds himself down in 11th. It's funny, but I always joke about the ACC races on here at SOP. When we're racing on ACC, the last 10 minutes of the race, everything comes alive. What happens if you get a race and it's only 18 minutes long? It's non-stop action, and it is ridiculous amounts of action that we've got as Whitvit showing a clean pair of heels to the rest of the field now. He's got a 2-second gap, Badulf second, Bagas third, Juzma. Oh, he's going to drop positions. In fact, he's just dropped 2 positions as Rostance and Horn out with John Cow get that done. And Fabio Gill's going to go side by side into the Senate S. He's going to get the overtake done as well. In fact, before the pit entrance, he is in fact ahead of Juzma. So a 3-position drop there for Juzma. I was expecting him to potentially sneak his way onto the podium, but no such joy for Marcus. He now finds himself in 7th position. Gill, Horn and Rostance all ahead of him, and Rostance can see that podium position. That is Simon Bagas, not too far ahead of him, kind of in no man's land there. Whitvit now 1.7 seconds is the gap. Badulf set the fastest lap in race number 1, finished in 2nd. He now finds himself in 2nd once again, and he's going to need to find some really fast laps if he is going to close that gap. Rostance and Horn, they're still nose to tail with Fabio Gill, hoping they reignite their battle so he can get involved there. Juzma now in no man's land. He's got a 3-way battle ahead of him, and a 3-way battle behind him is Lovas, Taylor and Kowaleski, who again we know is quick, showed podium potential in race number 1, and now down in 10th. Got to love reverse order grid. It's absolutely phenomenal. Ian Egan and Catalan still battling for 12th and 13th position. Marcus Juzma still the driver. Oh, in fact, let's have a look at Lee Taylor. Yeah, look how close he's getting. Let's see what the cockpit looks like. There we go. Rear view mirror. And not a ridiculously massive number, so we can just about see what's going on. That is Kowaleski, who is in the rear view mirror of Taylor, and Lovas just ahead. We know Lovas. We know a few of these drivers like to get their elbows out. I think they've taken the WTCR mantra slightly to heart. Is he going to leave room on the inside? He just about did. There was almost a murder. But Lee Taylor does do the defensive work he can, but Kowaleski says thank you very much. He pops up the inside, and I tell you, he's now got Sam Shelton. Have a look at the back. Shelton tries to go around the outside of the Senate S. Is he going to make this one stick? He's going to have the apex on the exit, or does he? No, he doesn't. Kowaleski then, great driving there to hold on to that 9th position. Let's see if there's any change up at the front. No, big gaps now. 2 seconds between Whitvit and Badulf. And an equilibrious gap of 2 seconds back to Bagas, although Bagas' rear view mirror is a lively affair at the moment. That's a lot of cars. Horn, Rostance, Gill and Juzma all looking to take the boss's podium spot. Can any of them get that done? Great comment as usual. Thank you very much, Cody. Cheers, bud. I'm starting to think that Whitvit guy knows what he's doing. You know what, Carino? I don't think this is his first race, if I'm honest. I think he might have done this a couple of times before. These things look like good fun. That are. They're super fun, just very different on the way. Exactly. Comparable to iRacing GT3. No, these are nothing like GT3s. These are WTCR cars. These are front-wheel drive sliding machines. Basically, yeah. So your GT3 cars, they're all. Oh, just in terms of brakes. No. I would say no, and I think if Jixer's in the chat, he'll correct me, but I think you use the brakes more in these cars to help the cars rotate rather than in a GT3 where it's just use the car to brake, bit of trail braking into the corner. Oh, and look at the run that Lee Horn has got on Simon Bagas, and 4 minutes left to go into the Senate S. It's the end of lap number 10. And it is Lee Horn applying all the pressure. It's a podium position that he is hunting down at the moment. And there's a big gap ahead. You can see Bagas got a big gap ahead to Badulf, but Lee Horn, Bagas takes the inside line there. Lee Horn is going to be on the outside. This is going to be phenomenal into turn number 3. Bagas is going to take the apex, but Horn, is going to have the wider line. He'll be able to carry more acceleration, and Lee Horn has run wide there, so to avoid a slowdown penalty, he has self-inflicted. Not self-inflicted. He's taken on board slowdown. He lifted there, so he didn't get a slowdown from the in-game stewards. That's kept Bagas in the hunt at the moment. We've just had a driver drop off. Oh, Andy Withers is out, unfortunately. So is Rollins and Morris. Oh, James, did you miss the start again? Sounds promising. I'm not a fan of the iRacing brakes. I will say this, Karine. I'm a terrible sim racer. That's why I commentate. I do enthusiastically love it. Like tomorrow night, I'll be racing SOP doing F4 League, and every sim racer I know agrees with me that racing F4s on Race Room will teach you more about braking and sim racing than any other car or combination. So honestly, like genuinely, yeah, give it's free. Give racing a go. And the F4s are the most fun you can have sim racing. Take it from a guy that put the mic. Oh, here we go. Taylor round the outside. Is it going to be Kowalski, the big beneficiary? He tries to put his car where there was no room, and that was always going to be the outcome. Oh, and it's caused an incident in the back. Is that Catalan that's been collected? Oh, it's Ian Egan. And Paul Stinger at the death once again. He's going to find himself with another cheeky position to take. Well, this time it's because Ian Egan has indeed been wiped out. The stewards are going to be busy after this one. Let's get back up the front and see what's happened with Fabio Gill, Lee Horn and Simon Baggis. We've got 2.5 minutes left to go. Baggis is on the podium. He's got Horn, Gill and Juzma very close in behind. Does he finish on that podium spot? Lee Horn is definitely looking very quick indeed, but is it going to be Fabio Gill or Marcus Juzma that are the big beneficiaries? We see Gill just pops his car exactly where he needs to there. Any time now that Horn goes for a move on Baggis, he's going to be leaving himself open to a counter move from Gill, and Juzma could slide his car right in there as well as he follows him down through sector number 3 as they head towards Junkout with 2 minutes left. It's Whitvit leading Badulf, Baggis, Horn, Gill and Juzma on our screens at the moment. Just in the background there, in fact, we've caught sight of Taylor, Shelton and Catalan having themselves still a great little battle. So phenomenal battles right through the field. We've got less than 2 minutes to go. Luciano Whitvit has now got himself a 3.5 second lead. I think we should get this guy tested to see he's actually from this planet. And if not, find out what planet he's from, and maybe they could send me there for some driving lessons. But Badulf's in second, it's Baggis in third, Horn in fourth place, Fabio Gill still in that fifth, and it's Marcus Juzma in sixth position. Baggis still the holder of that final podium position. Someone tells me he's not going to give it up too eagerly. Kowalski has recovered from that early incident. He's all over the back of Catalan now with Taylor in 10th place. Ian Egan, not such a great recovery, unfortunately. He's in 13th position. Gallagher running in 14th. Stinger did get that position taken then in 12th. Lovas and Taylor, as I mentioned. So Lovas is actually just off the pace. Kowalski's just been overtaken by Catalan, and Sam Shelton has got himself a position. Somebody has just dropped out of the race. Yeah, so they're dropping like flies at the minute then. We'll keep an eye on this podium battle. In fact, we'll keep an eye on Luciano Whitford because I missed him crossing the line. Love these cars. Simon's keeping that podium. Yes, he is. Trucker Bandit, you're right. These cars, they are very good fun. I just don't have the talent to drive them. But mad respect to anybody that does. That is for sure. Baggis on the podium. Will that be the case? Shelton trying to get his way past, not to be, but Juzman now finds himself up into 5th place. Sam Shelton now down in 6th position, and he's coming there. All kinds of pressure from Catalan then, who's made his way back through the field. 2nd in the championship, and right in the closing stages of the reverse order grid, he is looking to get the job done, and I believe that is Luciano Whitfit. He has taken the checker flag, so congratulations, another race win. Badulf is going to get finished, going to get second as Baggis and Gill. It's a straight drag race to the line. There's going to be absolutely nothing separating them as they do it. It's Baggis that does hold on to that podium by 0.08 of a second. Fabio Gill got himself fourth. Juzma in 5th. Catalan straight in 6th place. Shelton in 7th. Kowalski got himself 8th position. It was Lovas in 9th. Paul Stinger got himself 10th place with Ian Egan down in 11. That's how you take the Senate S's. And Craig Gallagher gets himself 12th place. Phenomenal points there and phenomenal racing. Unbelievable stuff. It's funny, I do think to myself sometimes, it'd be great if these races were longer, and then I remember my inability to breathe between sentences, and I think to myself, it's probably just as well they're only 18 minutes long. That was round number 3, race 2. And it is another clean sweep for Luciano Whitford, and Badulf once again taking the fastest lap of the race. So, yeah, phenomenal driving by these two up at the front of the field. And it's certainly going to shake things up with Catalan finishing down in 6th position. It's going to make the championship going forward unbelievably interesting. Like it's not a whole lot of fun already. Let me just check. I'm looking at a calendar, which I don't think is correct. But yeah, so that... Oh, and there we go. The results have disappeared. Let me just bring... Nope, wrong competition. This is the competition. There we go. Goodness me, that was hectic. I really am going to have to catch my breath for a second. So far, so next up... Oh no, goodness me, that's the wrong one. Sorry, bear with me 2 seconds. That is completely the wrong championship. There we go. So that was INterlagos, but never fear. We have more madness, because next time out, in 14 days, it's actually going to be in 2 weeks, so there is no WTCRs next Monday. But fear not, because when we return, it is Dubai. Yep, Dubai Autodrome Grand Prix Circuit and WTCRs. That will be 2 weeks today. After that, will be Motorland Aragon. Then it will be the Hockenheim Ring and Sonoma Raceway to finalise the competition. If anyone does want to get involved, by the way, here is a direct link to the championship. And because I got them working, if we type in Discord, get yourselves into the Discord. That's the best way to keep up to date with everything that we've got going on. ACC PC Racing on a Wednesday and Sunday night, and Race Room Racing on a Monday and a Tuesday. The Tuesday night races aren't broadcast because I race in them. So if you fancy jumping on track with one of the biggest mouths in motorsport, I have been talking a ridiculous amount of smack about how I'm going to win the whole competition. So far, I've barely been able to get across the line. But there's the link for the F4 Championship. That's tomorrow night, 7 o'clock. That kicks off again. 2 18-minute races with a reverse order grid in race number 2 for the top 18 cars. And that is at Zandvoort. What's not to love? I can hear you all clicking your mouse already, getting yourselves signed up. It'll be great to see you all out on track. I didn't even do the fancy thing. My name is John Wright, by the way. I am Double O Raven. I'm the regular commentator for SOP. I was away ill for a while, but I'm back. And that was my first crack at the WTCRs, and absolutely loved watching that race. So yeah, can't wait. 2 weeks though. We'll need to wait until the next one. Let's... who we're going to raid? Who we're going to raid? I'll tell you what we're going to do. Let's go and see 9K. Unless, has there anyone got any race room? If you're quick and speak up now, if anybody's got any race room streamers that they know of, we could jump over there. If not, we'll go and jump and see Mr. 9K from the UK. He spends a lot of time racing with SOP, so don't mind showing him a bit of that. Carino, I gotta be here for Hockenheim. You know it. You know it. Well done, guys. It says Cody. Cheers, Cody. Hopefully see you next round. All the best. Catch you on Wednesday. Yeah, Wednesday. Yeah, we'll go and raid. We'll just go and jump over and raid. 9K. This ridiculously nice guy. Please jump in. Say hi. He is absolutely phenomenal. Carino. Yeah, anyone that picks out Hockenheim in these cars, you all know your stuff. But yeah, thank you. Actually, yeah, Charlie Marine. Thank you for the follow just before we came online. I did catch that one just as I was having my little technical meltdown, but we got there eventually, thankfully. Thank you to everyone that took part in the race tonight. Phenomenal display by all concerned. Some really great stuff there. I'm sure the stewards will be busy as well. Thank you to everyone in the chat coming in to say hello. Cody coming in, James Rollins was in, Carino was in, Bandit was in, and we had my little gang. Oh yeah, SF Sim Racing was in. We had Kieran, we had Jixer, we had Johnny, all popping in to say hi as well. Great to see, so thank you all for getting involved. Today is Monday, tomorrow's the F4s, and Wednesday is back on ACC. So if I don't see you on my channel tomorrow night, I will see you here on Wednesday night. Until we meet again, stay safe. Have a great rest of your evening, guys. Good night.